With it right here with who I started with me, something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5 more bitches. Uno Central Coast mob and suicide bombings, arsonists. I step in the booth and cast. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back on ChicanoTube. We're doing the quick mix. I got a quick little dirty 30, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it right here. Let's talk about last night's guest that we had on and the clips that were shared. And just a little bit about that, right? Something that hasn't been done on the platform yet, but we got into Nawa last night. We got into spiritual roots. We got into tribes. We got into a whole lot, a whole lot. I recommend go back and listen to the whole dialogue. It was a great conversation, man. We went back and we went forth and we put it all out there for the people. But on this one right here, man, some of the comments that I got, I want to go ahead and address. Why not, cabrones? All right. So this is ChicanoTube right here, and I appreciate you. So don't forget to subscribe over to the back to the second channel that we got, which is Chicano Street. We created Chicano Street because it gets rough out here, cabrones. It gets rough on Chicano Street. Chicano Street ain't a bed of roses. Those that grew up know how it is. We got our own slang. We got the best food. We got street vendors on each side. We got the best of the best, cabrones. And so if you want that over there, which is the palomitas, the chisme, the she was 16 years old. You want that right there, the sympathizers and everything else is over there, cabrones. I think we're going to add 2 new categories: Predator of the Year and Sympathizer of the Year. But again, Chicano Street activities. That's all it says in the bio, too. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Go over to the channel and you'll see only says 3 words: Chicano Street activities, man. Visiting moms real quick. What am I do today? Ay, cuánto sufro, güey. I'm going to go get a masaje. Cuánto sufro, güey. But anyways, let's talk about last night's guest, man. I got a quick 30, a dirty 30. It was a great, great show last night, man. We almost had 100 in the building. I couldn't believe it. I put it in the IG stories when the comments got to 650. And when it ended, because in OBS, if you pop out the live and just go ahead and cast it out to an external monitor, then on the laptop it'll show you just the number, not the live, because now I put the chat up in a 65-inch monitor, right? That way I can see it, and in case I ever have guests, they can see it too. But I at the end of it was 715 comments. I'm like, oh man, we got so many more questions that I'm gonna ask when we continue the conversation on the next one. So let's talk about some of those comments, though. Some of those comments were mostly because he was talking about the Constitution. He was talking about the founding fathers, and some people disagreed with the notion that he said, well, when they were signing all those laws and men are created equal, he was like, pues indigenous people weren't there. The Africanos eran esclavos, and so they weren't taken into consideration. Boom, he dropped that one right there. And then another one he dropped was, we're talking about DNAs, which I gave him my palabra, and I have palabra, cabrones. The internet got receipts, man. Anyone that says they got palabra and the internet holds a receipt against them, strike one, man. You only get 3 strikes and you're out. That's it, cabrones. I'm gonna do my DNA. I'm gonna do a video about it. Why not? Pinche Kia, he's being okay. Oh, I see the indigenous you. Next thing you know, it comes out like 12% way or 20%. I like what he was talking about, though. He was talking about, you are the dominating percent of genetic makeup inside of you. I like that he said that because it clarifies that. Because someone can go off the 10%, someone can go off of the 5%. And some other people are like, yeah, déjalo. Okay. I mean, I get that too. That means don't stir the pot. But we're in a day and age where, why do you think those pinchy $100 Ancestry kits are blowing up? Why do you think the person that made those DNA kits right now is absolutely balling out of control. Bill Gates balling. Okay. Trump change. Okay. Not chump change, Trump change balling. Okay. That means hundreds of billions of dollars because people want to know, man. People want to know more than ever. But what he was talking about was who's saying that, right? When they were talking, when Kiawe was talking about, you guys hit that like, that everyone that's coming in. When Kiawe was talking about, hey, who's talking about indigenous culture? Someone that got 25%? Oh man. Sometimes I just want to laugh off that fucking chair. I don't know if it's just me, you know what I mean? It's just me, man. I'm not disrespecting the guests. I hope I'm not. They don't take it like that because they don't give off that energy. They know how I am. I'm a bullshitter. But some of the things they say, it's only to me maybe funny, but shit, soy Chicano, way. You know what I mean? We're lighthearted, serious when we need to be, but lighthearted most of the time. Cotorreo, bullshitting, you know, not serio, and oh, the dude's walking down the street in a charro outfit. What the? Want to make an issue about that? But anyways, I appreciate everyone that's in the comment section. So, anyways, he said that the 51% Ashkani Jew, and this is talking about hood stocks, man. Shout out to Lucky. He posted it. He put it out there, man. And that's prompting me, or you inspired me, Pinchy Lucky. You inspired me, cabron. I'm going to, I mean, not that it accomplishes anything, right? But I'm going to go ahead and put my DNA. Boom. Let's put that out there, cabrones. You know, and the trolls will love it. The trolls will eat it up and talk shit. I said this. I said, shit, what if I'm like 75% fucking Spain? Because my last name is Diaz. And I had learned or researched or read a book somewhere. I studied something that said you got a Z on your last name. It most likely came from Spain. Hmm. Man, we had a good conversation though, man. So he said that ruffled some people's feathers. Absolutely did ruffle some people's feathers. Let me go back in the comment section, man. Death Row, shout out to the American continent native razas. That's right, cabron. Dominic says, but if you're not native, then yeah, but people are gonna say, hey, man, let them be what they want to be. Even the 1%. Say you come out with this 1%, right? What was he said? He said he was like 1% Sephardic Jews, or Basque, 1% Basque, something like that. That person, it's okay to just let that take over the whole identity. Kind of sounds like some Iron Jacket shit, you know? It's crazy. The dude that was talking about Iron Jacket ended up being Iron Jacket, but anyways, Iron Jacket. But anyways, Diaz is more Portuguese. I'm just saying, cabron, from that region, por allá, güey. You know what I mean? That last name didn't come at the fucking foot of the temple, bro. You know what I mean? That last name didn't come in the city where they had the sacrifices and the temples and all that. I mean, let's just keep that a buck. But depending what side my mother or my father is does the genetic makeup dominate? Does it dominate one side, the genetic makeup? Because if it's on my mother's side, my mother is güera with green eyes, and she's from Jalisco. But her mother, my mom's mom, is was the most beautiful indita, morena, with long trenzas, almost hitting the floor, that you had seen. Straight indigenous face, features, you name it. So it just depends what the makeup is, right? And my grandparents on pop's side, they were both como yo, tenían color. Well, my grandfather had a little bit more shade of brown. Both of them did. They probably got way more sun than me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make it a point. We're gonna get more sun this summer, man. We got to get more sun this summer. You know, do some workout videos, maybe. I don't know. Motivate the people. Loose Gun says Trump, Trump, Trump. Hey, do you see the numbers, Loose Gun? They're getting better, cabron. We're getting really, really better numbers. Really better numbers, man. I look at the Mortgage Banking Association report, right? Because I'm a realtor. It's already looking really, really good and really, really promising. But you won't hear that on the TV. You won't hear that on mainstream media. All you hear is it's the end of the world. Everything is crashing and dying and burning, and your whole family is going straight to the pit on fire with gasoline, getting pissed on. And then the people want to share that shit. I don't know. And then the people want to share that shit, man. Don't share a curse, gente. Don't share a curse, because when you share that curse, you're just bringing that curse right on you. You know what I mean? Share something positive, man. Kind of mad, crazy. Patricia says kind of mad. So if someone's a quarter indigenous, um, and they want that to dominate it, according to Kiawi, he's saying the largest percentage of your DNA genetic makeup is what dominates who you are. So, like, again, but going back to hood stocks, 51% Ashkani Jew, okay? But then there was more European in that. So last night he added it up and made it like 70 something percent. Okay. And then in the end, I asked him, well, then what is he? He just said basically he's a foreigner. He's an extranjero. And that term even gets people mad because, again, he's distinguishing between who's here, who's native, who's, you know, I think in the United States, it's pretty clear that before there was any maps, before there was any labels on the cans, just depending how far you want to go back, there was natives here, cabrones. You know what I mean? Before there was a cartographer that drew a map and called it, Cortez named California. Before Cortez got here and named California, someone was here, cabrones. Okay. Someone was hunting, someone was doing some Rambo shit, jumping off of trees, killing wild boars. I don't know. Making bacon. Daniel Gonzalez, I appreciate you, cabron. That's a badass avatar, cabron. The last time I went to Mex, I got another little piece where I don't know if you've seen it, man. This one, it was a perro. I showed 3 of them to my wife. Which one do you like? There was 2 cats and a perro. Boom! I put it right on the studio table. It's getting better, man. It's getting better. We're gonna put nothing but just cultural pieces like that, man. But he says 75% Chichimeca and 25% Spanish. You got it done? Though there was no in betweens, way. Because some people were saying they put a lot of filler in betweens, bro. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. You got 75, 25 straight up? Was that the Ancestry one way? They'll cost $100. Okay, don't take that the wrong way, out on it. Mikey, fuck, I got the $50 one. No, I'm just saying, I want to know because I want to get the main one, and it's $100, But another one that comes in so like that was it, wait, 3/4 and a quarter? Mm. Those are round numbers. I would think it would probably be broken down in percentages, right? Like even smaller ones, like you would have like 5, you could have like 4, 5, 6 little ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4% and shit. Mikey L just dropped a comment. 36% indigenous. Mexico 30. Okay, the only thing, cabron, don't get mad at me, pinche Mikey L. Don't pull out the pedazo. Don't shoot a wheel on me, cabron. Okay. The only thing is, Mexican is not a bloodline way. Mexican is going to be either on the left of your comment, Indigenous Americas, or on the right way, Spain, Spanish way. Did you get another one way? I want to find out which ones you guys are buying, man. I don't want to I don't want to buy one that doesn't give detail, you know what I mean? I want one that has detail. Patricia, that's right. Just putting the H-Town sign and shit. Saludos, ChicanoTube, that's right. Pascuayaki in the house. My people accepted Catholicism like the Tohono Oram. It's interwoven into our culture. Yeah. So menospreciarlo, no. Maybe people get a little upset at me. They're like, Mikey, you don't go in. You don't go in. You say you're a Christian. Yeah, but I don't go in. I only first of all, I don't go in period on a guest. Okay. First of all. So no guest can ever think they're gonna come to Chicano Street Studios and I'm going in on them. It was a setup. That doesn't happen around here. Cálmase. Cálmase. All right. Second of all, he did ask me some questions where I was like, okay, I'm going to interject. I don't want to take too much of the time because I got a lot of comments from the last live and the last thing. And then even the community post that I'm trying to ask him all the questions we can get his point of view. But absolutely, we don't deny that. However, Jesus came in my life, I'm grateful for it. However, okay, and we already know what it is. It's the new canon, not the old canon. It's not the Hebrew Bible. It's the New Testament, right? Jesus lived, walked, and then it got spread. And they needed power to do the spreading of the palabra because almost all of them got whacked. They tied them up to machines, tore their arms off. They tarred them alive, feathered them alive. They put them on burning hot iron bulls because bull was one of the biggest idols and gods amongst the pagan land. They killed them all. John ended up on an island, saw some visions, and was he the only one that died naturally? So I'm just saying, wait, you're not gonna talk me out of it, but do I go harping? Let me go in. Let me go. No, I don't go harping, man. I don't go harping, man. I don't got harping energy. Forget about that, man. I don't got harping energy inside of me, cabrones. But just going over some of the comments last night, man. Oh, it's always this and victim mentality. I don't see that. I don't see. I don't even think the people that are making a victim mentality comment even know the guest last night enough. And I've only had him on the show 3 times, and I can already tell this guy tiene un pinche bueno corazón. You know what I mean? No, he's going to be coming back. We're going to have the 4th conversation coming up real soon. Let's do it after I drop my DNA. You know what I mean? Let's see what my DNA. Next thing you know, it comes out 51% Sephardic Jew. Oh, damn. Damn. Then they're going to call it Vendido Tube. No, just kidding. Vendido Tube. Patricia's laughing. Michael, that's right, cabrón. Tranquilo. Yeah. Be tranquilo about it, man. He said he was a little fired up. He was saying, when someone questions him, as far as with what he is, or I can't remember how he said it, but he said it. He gets upset, man. He gets upset. Go back and watch the interview. I don't want to put words in his mouth. That's for sure. We don't want to do that, cabrones. Javier Bernal's in the casa. That's right, cabron. All Christianity comes from Catholicism in 400 AD. That was for sure at that time. For sure at that time, all the canon was already written, right? The 24 books of the Old Testament, those were done. All the letters, that was done. By that time, that's for sure, right? And now they're just kind of making laws, right? Well, we believe the edict of this and the Council of Nicaea that, and we established that the church is this and that. But did you know this, that when the Jews were worshiping and always had after the Second Temple? Well, first of all, God, they didn't like the Second Temple. There should have never been a Second Temple in the eyes of the Lord, and there's scriptures to back that up. But they weren't worshiping anymore the way that God wanted them to worship. And I'm talking about capital G, God of the Old Testament. And there was always a remnant worshiping outside the temple while they're in the temple doing rituals and, con su pinche oro. And I'm talking about the ultra Orthodox Jews, right? Like the Essenes, Sadducees, Pharisees, etc., right? The Essenes, those are the ones that they attribute that found the Dead Sea Scrolls that I believe had the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, a couple other Gospels, Philip, those. They found that over there in Egypt in a pinchy cave, like somewhere out in the middle of the wilderness desert. But because Egypt is dry, those papyrus papers were able to be preserved only because of the climate. And there was one gospel that they ended up storing in New York City for like 16 years. I forget which one it was. Mary, Philip, someone. A collector got it and stored it in New York. And New York is not warm. New York is moist. And when they stored it over there, guess what happened? It immediately deteriorated. I don't know if it was a Gospel of Judas. They just had very little left on there. But going back to that, there was always a remnant worshiping outside the temple, saying, no, this is the way it's supposed to be done. The Essenes were like that. Those Essene Jews, the ones that found the Dead Sea Scrolls, they were like that. They took the word literally, word for word, and you had another idol, another statue, you're doing something else other than what the Torah said. They weren't having it. They took all 613 Levitical commandments, I mean, to the letter, to the T, and followed it. They weren't confused about its definitions and trying to reach some kind of consensus. The word of the Lord is the word of the Lord. That was it, man. That was it, right? And then, of course, after the Torah, we got the prophets, the books of the prophets, you know. And then after that, we just basically, toward the end, they just have writings. Most biblical scholars call the end of the Old Testament writings, you know. And then, boom. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know. Oh, man, I'm on my way. I gotta go get a massage. Que sufro. Cuánto sufre, Mikey, man. I just wanted to talk about that. I want to have a Bible talk, gente, and I want to bring Pastor David Rocha. Okay. I want to bring him. I think he'll be gracious enough to lend me his time. We'll take care of the trip. Don't worry about it, Pastor. We'll take care of the trip. Let's go eat first. Or maybe we'll fall asleep. Let's eat after. Next thing you know, me and the pastor are on a live and we're both asleep. Ribeye steaks and lobster tails and all that chingada. And we're both with me and the pastor. And what happened? It's a 3-hour live. We're still live when we wake up. Oh, babas in our mouth and shit. No, I do want to have a Bible talk, but gente, the reason I haven't done a Bible talk and I haven't tapped into nothing, right? Going to seminary or none of that stuff is because I didn't establish a channel on that. I established a channel for information. I established a channel for educational purposes to bring different perspectives on the platform, to have an unbiased platform talk about things that affect our community. But a Bible talk would be a good once a month show. Absolutely. That way, anyone wants to, the Nephilim, people love to talk about certain things. I've learned now. People love these things because it's just like culture. Even though ain't no one going back 600 years in the past, people still want to know, right? Who were the baddest Aztec? I mean, who were the baddest tribes? Which tribe was the one that was the most feared? Last night I asked them, hey, what does the eagle represent? I asked them, what does the jaguar represent? People want to know these things. I'm reading your guys' comments. This is your guys' channel. This ain't my channel, man. I keep saying that. Whatever you guys want, you drop it right there inside of a comment, you guys. All right, I got 5 more minutes, cabrones. According to him, though, none of the tribulation of Jesus true. Well, no, you didn't misunderstand him, bro. He calls Christianity European religion way. So Kiawi is a proponent for knowing your deep, very bottom roots and connecting to them, bro. That's all he was saying. I don't know if you saw, if people were, I mean, you're going to take it how you're going to take it, right? Haters are going to hate and people are going to take it how they're going to take it. I took it like that. He's like, you know, he goes, that's why some people are manipulated when into being, he's saying Chicanos. I didn't get disrespected. I didn't feel nothing. He said they're manipulating to, I'm Mexicano, I'm Chicano. He named like 4 or 5 of them. That little clip that I posted just cut it off on Chicano. But he didn't just say that. He's just saying people are manipulated when they don't know their very bottom line, deep bottom roots. So he's saying go to that and then go to the religion around that, I believe. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I believe he's also talking about that. Then put a very bottom line religion on your very bottom roots. And to make it simple, it's whatever DNA genetic makeup you are, it's the largest percentage. And then embrace it. Come on, gente. If I was fucking 75% Ireland, this shit would be Irish tube and I'd have a kilt on. I'm not going to be ashamed of nothing. Absolutely nada. Well, us, especially Mexicanos, we're prideful people. You know, what are we going to get ashamed of or mad? We're not easy pump up cases. We don't get mad. You know, we're pretty lighthearted. We like to joke around. And when it's time to get serious, let's handle it. But when it's not, hey, you know, just like Offset said, life is good. Red bottoms. Oh, pinche Offset, man. He said, life is good. Red bottoms. Remember that song? Oh man, that song bent the trunk. Whew. Man, that song. The two L7s on the 2400 Kenwood. Whew. And that's 1200 RMS. You know, RMS fucking watts. Not no cheap ass. The amp box says 10,000 watts. Oh man. All right, you guys, live on ChicanoTube. Thank you again for your time. Go back and watch it. The oldest Bible is in Ethiopia, Africa. Absolutely. But again, cabron, the oldest Bible, I mean, okay, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. So the best and truest and most realist scriptures from the Old Testament, Torah, prophets, and writings have to come from the Hebrews, right? Again, everyone else wrote it, cabron. You know what I mean? And then the New Testament is written in Greek. So the most realist and truest and authentic as you can get, uncut, on no watered down New Testament is in Greek from the Greeks. They wrote it, right? Now people get confused because when Jesus was on the earth, that they spoke Aramaic. Yeah. In Nazareth and the whole that little region right there, they were just talking Aramaic. So it can be in Aramaic. It could be in I think the one I think you're talking about in Africa is the name of the version of that Bible. Man, I kind of forget. Again, this is like 2012, gente. You know what I mean? When I was barely graduated on fire and just out there for a couple of years, man, putting in a lot of work. I think it's called Gazis. You can look it up though. Who was that? Oh, Death Row. You can look it up. I think it was the language, which is an African language, is called Gazis, something like that. And they wrote it también way. So it's crazy when you find these ones, huh? It's like, whoo, it's off the chain, man. All right, you guys. Gracias, man. A Dirty 30. I'm out. I appreciate your time live on ChicanoTube. How about I see you guys on Wednesday night and we'll talk about it. I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, but stay subscribed, stay tuned, and hit the notification bell because we go live just like we do right now all the time, man. I appreciate you guys. Let me see. Last comments. The king didn't decide. Scripture comes from economic councils held by Orthodox Church. That's right, cabron. Death Row. Say that again, Cobra Commander. Goodness, noble. Next thing you know, there's no cone and shit. They're ripped and we can't see it, right? Because the camera's way. Next thing you know, they're ripped and they don't even work. Because even if you have a little tear, it's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? No, systems has always been my shit. So anyone wants to talk, I bought every car I've gone real quick. I've gutted every fucking car. There's not one stock speaker in any car that I have. One stock wire, one stock speaker, much less a stock stereo. Never have, never will be. All right, you guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Remember what I always say? Remember what I always say. In the end, Cobra Commander, drop the comment, cabron. There you go. Mikey, what did you say about Ojos de Satélite? I said that I did a reaction live to a video of him smiling. Those are not little girls. And it was a corner-to-corner smile. And I said, if you're in an environment of people that just looking to create issues, that would have immediately been an issue. But we're on the internet, so it's all bullshit and cotorreo. But you want to laugh and smile when a child gets hurt? Okay. Anyways, got slump. Got slump in the truck. That's right, man. Hey, I hope he's doing good, man. I heard that dude was diabetic. I was just at Costco right now. I bought some beef jerky. I was comparing all the pinchy beef jerkies at Costco. I'm like, why the fuck are all these beef jerkies 13 grams of sugar? 9 grams of sugar. I bought one with the lowest 4 grams of sugar. They're trying to make us all pre-diabetic. That's what they're trying to do. I'll tell you that. I'm out, you guys. Remember what I always say? To the next episode. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.